Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Today is what is the love language of God? This is season 28, episode number 115 in the Gospel of John. Today we're in a passage from John chapter 15. It's well known, pretty famous. It's about the vine. Chapter 15, verse 1 says, I am the true vine and my Father is the vine dresser. And then this is the verse I want to pay attention to today. Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, he takes away. And every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes, that it may bear more fruit. So God prunes the good branches, the good people, but the bad ones are taken away. They're rooted up. They're cut off. So before we get too prideful, remember that nobody's born a Christian. Nobody's attached to the vine at the beginning. We're all grafted in onto the vine. I've seen this done in farms, and it's generally done with a razor. So let's not be prideful. You were attached at great cost if you're a believer. And the response is humility and gratefulness. All right, but the real topic today is pruning, which is cleansing and purifying and sifting out and purging the bad stuff, getting rid of the bad stuff, destroying anything that doesn't look like him, anything that doesn't look Christian. And he can be pleased with the pruning results. So listen to this, write this down. The Lord can be pleased with the person who is pleased to be pruned. The Lord can be pleased with the person who is pleased to be pruned. So if I say to the Lord, I am happy to be under your watchful eye, under your helpful fruit-making attention, I yield to your cutting hand to be more, so I can be more fruitful. So the goal is, number one, stay attached, but especially then to be pruned to bear more fruit. So I want to be an output fruit person. I want to receive the dressing of the vine dresser. I am being dressed by the dressing of the vine dresser. So let's just set the expectation. So being a Christian is to expect pruning. It's a normal part of Christianity, and we should be expecting it, looking for it, almost planning for it. And if you're not being pruned, then you're not under the watchful attention of the vine dresser. And in that sense, I want to be pruned. So I think one of the teaching points today is to desire pruning, to desire the pruning hand of the watchful vine dresser, and say proudly, in a way, humbly, proudly, I am being dressed by the dressing of the vine dresser. So it's like you show up at church on Sunday morning and you can ask this question, how is the Lord pruning you this week? What hard work, and pruning is always hard, and good work of the Lord is he doing in your life? It's a real question. What pruning happened this week? And what area is God pruning away to make you, why? Just to be mean to you? No, to make you more fruitful. So yes, I desire pruning. I desire it for me, and I desire it for you, podcast listener. So anybody who says about the church, as the church is full of a bunch of people, a bunch of hypocrites, well, you can be sure that they're not in fellowship. Why is that? Well, because it's only in fellowship that you see the pruning work of God. It's only in that intimacy of rubbing shoulders where you can hear a person say, God cut off something of mine this week. I wrestled about what to do or what to think or how to serve. So the conclusion is I want to be pruned. Why? Well, it's a marker that God's real, that I'm his child, that it reassures me that I'm attached to the vine, and it clarifies my call to abide in the vine and to be fruitful and thrive there. And it reminds me that I'm supposed to be a fruit maker, on task, on mission. And it's a verification that I'm in relationship with him. He cares for me. It's like a parent who is disciplining their child. Any parent that gives their child attention to shed a particularly bad behavior or something like that, there's something worse in parenting than discipline or spanking or pruning. Worse, and I think worse here today for us, would be the Lord's indifference, his apathy, his unconcern. That's the bad thing. So say with me, I want the loving pruning of the Lord. Hebrews 12:6 says, for the Lord disciplines the one he loves, and he chastises every son whom he receives. So discipline, write this down, discipline is a love language of God, and pruning is a love language of God. The corrective chastisement of the Lord is a family activity. Giving discipline is an expression of his love. Proverbs 12:1 then comments on, well, how should I be as a discipline receiver? Listen to this, 12:1 from Proverbs. Whoever loves discipline loves knowledge, but he who hates reproof is stupid. So receiving discipline and receiving well is very important. Receiving the discipline of the Lord is an expression of my love, and the attitude towards pruning, my attitudes towards being pruned, closely correlates to my attitudes toward the pruner. So receiving it particularly well is an act of wisdom, so says Proverbs, and we should want it. We should love the discipline of the Lord. In a sense, we should desire, breathe after it. I'm delighted in the correction of the Lord. The Lord's discipline endears him to me. So don't be stupid and hate reproof. Don't hate the pruning. Be comforted in it. It's a balm to me. Pruning, write this down. Pruning is a love language of God. And for me, loving the pruning of the Lord is my love language expressed to him. So I love the pruning of the Lord. In a sense, I can't wait to be pruned. The Lord can be pleased with the person who is pleased to be pruned. So one of God's love language is, wait for it, pruning. And one of my love language to God is that I am pleased to be pruned. Thanks for listening.